Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to talk about the quadruped movement, the cat crawl. The cat crawl is also now sometimes called a beast crawl because Animal Flow uses this. Originally, I learned this as the cat crawl from parkour athletes back in the early 2000s. Think of this like a bear crawl with your knees 1 inch off the ground. Starting position from kneeling position, 2 toes rolled underneath, knees on the ground. We're going to get out, hands and feet on the ground. We're going to lift our knees up 1 inch off the ground. The main thing about the cat crawl is that we're trying to keep our knees about 1 to 2 inches off the ground. If it gets above that, it's somewhere between a cat crawl and a bear crawl. Bear crawl is trying for straight legs. Cat crawl is trying for a 90-degree bend in the legs. Opposite movement, hand to opposite leg is what's trying to move. Starting position, hands and knees 1 inch off the ground. Opposite arm, opposite leg, move forward. Try and move your knee to that hand. Knee to hand, 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 knee to hand. Back is, of course, way, way, way harder for most people. Move back, move back, move back, move back. The thing that you are trying to get is your spine parallel to the ground the entire time and your knees at an average of a 90-degree angle. Average. Obviously, they will have to open and close as you move through the position. Just holding the beast position, which is toes rolled underneath, knees 1 inch off the ground, hands and feet about shoulder width apart. Your hands and your knees are trying to be basically a square. That is a core activation drill, which you will find in physical therapy and all types of athletics, where they use that as an activation drill as opposed to a plank drill, because it builds into this movement, which is a quadruped movement where you cross distance over time. Think about doing this as time under tension. The goal is to do this for 4 minutes at a minimum, and longer than that gets pretty challenging. A lot of people will start with 1 minute on this drill, and they will do volume cycles where they will do a minute of cat crawl, and they will stand up for a minute, and they will walk, they will drop back down, and they do a volume cycle of that. And you can build up an entire fitness program just doing cat crawl. It's absolutely horrifying and extremely hard for almost everybody, and it is a great way to build natural strength and natural core firing. There are really fun versions of this which evolve over time, where eventually they get to the point where they do them on bars or on rails, or essentially on balance beams on the edge of buildings. All kinds of fun stuff. Most people aren't going to get there. Most people are going to get just enough out of this just doing this on the ground, crawling along a sidewalk, crawling through a park, build up over time. Whatever time under tension you do to start this movement, start and test how long you can do this keeping your knees 1 inch off the ground, and then do 60% of that amount of time. It's going to require you to do a bit of math, but it will work out. So if you can hold 2 minutes before you fail, then you would take 60% of that and you would turn that into your time under tension. This is where fitness watches come in a great deal, and you can set an interval, that time a minute, that time a minute. Set yourself up for a minute break in the beginning, and then add it up, and then do an extra set or 2 each time. And you can build up to doing an hour of this all on its own and be absolutely shredded out of your mind just on accident. And then eventually do it on rails, and then the even harder version is eventually doing it down flights of stairs. That's something that you would see in like classic Kung Fu training, where they would run up a mountain and then do a movement like this down a mountain, somewhere between this, the cat crawl, and the bear crawl.